Nancy Pelosi sold her stock just days before the DOJ filed a whopper of a lawsuit against Google. And very conveniently, as the stock went down, Nancy Pelosi escaped any liability for those losses. Isn't it nice to be in charge? Pelosi is getting some backlash. Lauren Boebert and Senator Josh Hawley have responded. We also have the Pelosi stock tracker who actually dug up the transaction report that we'll take a look at before we turn our attention over to the actual lawsuit that is being filed against Google by the Department of Justice. So let's start with Lauren Boebert, who is going to explain exactly what happened. Lauren, standing in front of the Capitol building, explains what Nancy Pelosi did.
A few weeks ago, Nancy Pelosi sold off millions in Google stock. And then yesterday, the DOJ sues Google. Coincidence?
No.
I don't think so. The Pelosi's are totally corrupt, but not a single major outlet has written about this transaction. America fired Pelosi as speaker, but she's still using her congressional seat to get rich. Shame on her.
Yeah, Lauren, shame on Nancy. Yeah, say it. So you can see that there is a lot of digging in that has gone on in this particular story. A great Twitter follow is over on Pelosi Tracker _ You can see the account here. Tells us the following. Breaking. The DOJ has officially opened up a lawsuit against Google to break up its ad technology monopoly. Pelosi sold $3 million just 4 weeks ago. Wild. So it wasn't days ago, it was weeks ago. But you get the point. Very, very close in time. Here is what the transaction report looks like, pulled over from the Nancy Pelosi stock tracker. And here it is, clear as day. Filer information, honorable, Nancy Pelosi, status member, State District, California 12. Transaction. Very curious here. Alphabet. 500,000 to $1 million. Sold 10,000 shares. 12/28 to 12/28. December 20th, sold another 10,000 shares. December 21st, sold another 10,000 shares. Man, she's like a really good stock trader, man. That's really good timing for her. How was she able to do that? Man, she's really smart. I'm sure she didn't get additional information that nobody else was privy to, right? That would not be possible. Well, let's see what Hawley has to say about it before we take a look at the actual lawsuit itself, because it does appear that Pelosi has a really good stock trading record for some reason.
Well, listen, Tony, you've laid it out perfectly, which is that when people send, when the voters send members of Congress to Washington, they expect them to do the people's business, not to be day trading on the stock market, not to be using the information that they get from briefings to go and make a quick buck on Wall Street. So here's what my bill does. It says no more trading of stocks by members of Congress. In fact, no more ownership of stocks by members of Congress. If you want to save, fine, put it in a mutual fund like most Americans do. But Nancy Pelosi is the perfect example of what should not be happening in D.C., which is people getting rich on the stock market off of information they know because they're a member of Congress.
And he actually introduces the Pelosi Act, which is going to be a lot of fun. I want it just to pass just for that reason, so that there's an anti-stock laundering bill that goes in with her name on it. Now, Merrick Garland explains the actual lawsuit. And everybody wants to get out of Google now because the DOJ is trying to evaporate them. So let's listen to Merrick Garland. And if you have any legal stimulants, you might want to inject them at the moment.
We alleged that Google has used anti-competitive, exclusionary, and unlawful conduct to eliminate or severely diminish any threat to its dominance over digital advertising technologies. These technologies, which are known as ad tech, automate advertising sales by website publishers to online advertisers. When an internet user opens a web page that has ad space to sell, ad tech tools almost instantly match the website publisher with an advertiser looking to promote its products or services in the website to the website's user.
Yeah, all the ads you click.
This product and process typically involves the use of an automated advertising exchange. This exchange runs a high-speed auction designed to identify the best match
between
a publisher selling internet ad space
use
and
Google
advertisers
pay-per-click. We use AdWords.
looking to buy it. As alleged in our complaint, for 15 years, Google has pursued a course of anti-competitive conduct that has allowed it to halt the rise of rival technologies, manipulate auction mechanics to insulate itself from competition, and force advertisers and publishers to use its tools.
All right, this
And
is
so-
a big problem here because I don't really have any love for big tech and Google. We've had our own problems here on YouTube, many of them. Every time I get an email from YouTube, I'm like, oh, great, there goes the channel. But I also have a big problem with the DOJ and big government coming in and backhanding private enterprise. Even though Google's not really like that, there's sort of like this fascist commingling of big government sort of interspersed with big tech. I don't know that there's much division there. So let's listen and see what we can do about this dilemma.
Google has engaged in exclusionary conduct to severely weaken, if not destroy, competition in the ad tech industry. As detailed in our complaint, we allege that Google's anti-competitive conduct extends to three significant elements of the digital ad buying process. First, Google controls the technology used by nearly every major website publisher
True.
to offer advertising space for sale. Second, Google controls the leading tool used by advertisers to buy that advertising space. And third, Google controls the largest ad exchange that matches publishers and advertisers together.
True.
Each time that ad space is sold.
True. Google is a behemoth. Okay, right. Sort of made the point here that Google might be more powerful than Congress, which is why when Google gets hauled in front of Congress, Congress just says whatever you need. No, we got no problems. You guys are doing a great job. Same with Facebook, same with Twitter, same with all of them. They know. In fact, they're all starting their own podcasts and their own shows now because they know. They need distribution. They need media, and nobody's watching the old media, the old news anymore. CNN's numbers are in the toilet. So the politicians are naturally going to go where the eyeballs are. And the government, right, putting their big, disgusting boot on the necks of private enterprise is a problem. They have done this, and we've seen the consequence of this. So I always get skeptical when I hear these stories. As much as I dislike Google, and we've covered all of the stories here of them not only impacting what we do here, but also censoring emails, right, suppressing search results, making so that the Republicans, all of their inboxes are all empty because the Republicans get diverted to spam, and so on. But this, anytime you have the federal government come in and start breaking up companies and say, you do this or else, and we're in charge of this now, and we're better than, we can just take you down. That's a scary situation. Let's see.
As a result of this scheme, website creators earn less and advertisers pay more. That means that fewer publishers are able to offer internet users content without subscriptions, paywalls, or other forms of monetization.
But here is the actual complaint. Filed in the Eastern District of Virginia, the United States of America, joined by a bunch of other states, including Virginia, California, Colorado, Connecticut, New Jersey, New York, Rhode Island, and Tennessee, versus Google, being sued in California. Let's see what they have in the filing. 155 pages. They detail for us how display advertising transactions work. We'll fly through this. Google's scheme to dominate the ad tech stack. Okay, so basically everything in like a software silo we'll call a stack. Threats to competition. They use as publisher inventory. They buy and kill burgeoning competitors, and then they tighten the screws. They extinguish their rivals. They blunt different competitors by driving them out of the market, and so on. Here's the introduction. The Justice Department writes, in the first sentence, amazingly, they say this: an open, vibrant internet is indispensable to American life. What? Who are these people? This is the Department of Justice. Do they know who they're talking to? They were working with the FBI and Elvis Chan to censor Americans off the internet, leading to a very closed, muted internet. We read through the emails here. Justice Department, DOJ. We talked about all of the Disinformation Governance Board and all of those people who are all silencing. The FBI was sending emails to the social media companies. Remove this joke. It hurts my fifis. Repeatedly. We covered all of them. But then they'll turn around and file this as they sue Google. An open, vibrant internet is indispensable to American life. All right. And as I said, right, I have some sympathy for Twitter and some of these other entities. There was that one Twitter user who was saying basically, he couldn't speak out because he got that one person from the White House tech director, I can't remember his name at the moment, breathing down their necks. It's disgusting. Here, anyways, all right, I'm going to get on a tangent here. He says, anyways, today's internet would not exist without the digital advertising revenue that funds it. The internet provides the public with unprecedented access to ideas unless the DOJ shuts it down. Artistic expression, news, commerce, and other services. Content creators span every conceivable industry. They publish diverse material on countless websites that inform, entertain, and connect society in vital ways. Unless you're a white supremacist, an insurrectionist, somebody who questions COVID, somebody who questions the lockdowns, if you disagree with the mask mandates or any of the other mandates, then it's not that useful. You got to get shut off. Yet the viability of many of these websites depends on their ability to sell ads. Don't forget to buy your survival food at forpatriots.com. Just as newspaper, radio, and television organizations historically relied on advertising, today online publishers also do that. But unlike historical media advertising, today online ads are bought and sold in enormous volumes in mere fractions of a second using highly sophisticated tools called exchanges. Website publishers sell more than 5 trillion advertisements, and different exchanges appear to make that possible. But they say the tech space is broken. One industry behemoth, Google, has corrupted legitimate competition in the ad tech industry by engaging in a systematic campaign to seize control of the tools used for advertising. Having inserted itself everywhere, they say that Google is a threat and it diminishes the market. Here's what they say Google has done. Simple but effective. 1. Neutralize or eliminate ad tech competitors, so anybody else who would offer a competing exchange, like a Bing exchange, right? Wield its dominance across digital advertising markets to force more publishers to use its product. Whenever Google customers and competitors responded with innovation that threatened Google's stranglehold, Google's anti-competitive response has been swift and effective. Each time a threat emerged, Google used its market power to quash the threat. It's dominated for a while now. Google's a single company, major conflicts of interest, largest tech ad exchange, has very opaque rules, harms rivals, wielded its power across all these different industries. They say the harm is clear. Website creators earn less, advertisers pay more, no competition in the market, conduct hurts everybody. And Google keeps at least 30 cents and sometimes far more of each advertising dollar that flows into them. Amazing. What a great company. I mean, the profit is like insane. Just printing money. The US and the states bring this action to halt Google's anti-competitive scheme and unwind the monopolistic grip on the market. So we'll see what happens now and where this goes, right? It's a very, very long lawsuit, 153 pages. So if you want to read the rest of that, of course, go check that out. But the DOJ is going to be weighing in. We'll see if Pelosi buys more Google stock later on. But while this was happening, Adam Schiff didn't go to a Google-owned platform, didn't go to YouTube or any of these other locations. Instead, right after Adam Shifty got booted off of the Intelligence Committee, he went over to the competitor called TikTok and started to complain about his loss on that platform instead. This is Adam Schiff whining about being thrown off the Intelligence Committee on a Chinese communist platform called TikTok.
Hello, I'm Congressman Adam Schiff with some troubling news.
AKA
Today, Kevin McCarthy removed me from the House Intelligence Committee, all for doing my job, for holding Trump accountable and standing up to the extreme MAGA
That's
Republicans.
Not why you got removed.
We knew it would be bad when the Republicans took over, but it's far worse than we expected. But I can promise you this is not the end of my fight for our democracy. This is just the beginning. Please join us and contribute today. Thank you.
So Adam Schiff is raising money off TikTok and Chinese applications because he got booted off the Intelligence Committee. So very strange stuff there. Pelosi, we'll see if there's any accountability, if the Republicans dig in and pass any new laws or investigate her in any way, shape, or form. If she even committed any crimes, who knows? Apparently, you're allowed to do that in Congress because they pass rules for themselves that enrich themselves at our expense. We'll see if any of that changes now that the Republicans are in charge. Don't hold your breath. However, we will continue to follow. It's very important to have survival food out there, especially when a food shortage could be coming, even here in the United States. We've got drought, inflation, new economic policies, war. Survival food is more important now than ever, and you can create your own stockpile of the best-selling 4 Patriots survival food kits ever. This is not ordinary survival food. It's good for 25 years, super survival food. Hand-packed right in family-owned facilities in the United States, giving jobs to over 200 Americans. These kits are compact, they're sturdy, they're water-resistant, they stack easily. They've got different delicious breakfast, lunches, and dinners, and you can make these things in less than 20 minutes. All you've got to do, add boiling water, simmer, and serve. And right now, you can go to 4patriots.com, use code Robert, save 10% off anything in the store on your first purchase, including this 3-month survival kit. You'll get their famous guarantee for an entire year after your order, plus free shipping on anything over $97. They're called 4 Patriots because a portion of every sale is donated to charities who support our veterans and their families. And so you can go to 4patriots.com, use code Robert to get 10% off your first purchase over at 4patriots.com. Start building your stockpile today, and look at this deliciousness. Fill your bunker up with 4 Patriots survival food today. All right, that's at 4patriots.com, and appreciate you supporting our sponsors. Thank you for subscribing and following along as we do, and we hope to see you on the next one.